Morning, 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 morning. I think the audio cut out there for a second, but I'm here now. Good morning, though. Lilit, Ace, Peoples, Austin, Candace, Sand, Jay, Brady, Nerdy, Mel, King, Wilson, E, Mighty. Good morning, good morning. Be sure to drop a like on the stream. Also, make sure to vote on the polls at the top of the YouTube chat. There's a poll that I put up very early. Good morning, though, everybody. As you can see, there's already a watch list there, so you don't have to worry about that. But I am still going to go through it all, so. That choice, the saxophone. Yeah, I like to start the vibes off right. Get everybody on the saxophone. Yeah, I hope everybody had a great weekend as well. Thank you for saying that, Austin. I voted greenish. Morning, Alex. Morning, SF. What's up, Andreas? What's up, Jazz? All right, let's jump into it. So smaller time frame, I'll start with that. Even though we normally start on the bigger, I'm going to switch over. But smaller time frame, all you need to know is 412.50 is essentially the most important level on your chart from the rip. This lines up as your previous day close. It's just past your previous day open, and it lines up with pre-market low so far where price is currently fighting. So if we lose that, it's safe to say that we're possibly pulling back. You do still have 411.50 under. You do still have the 410 area. So if we do pull back, you do still have these two major areas to look out for. The highlighted area up here is the previous day high supply. This area here is the previous day low demand, and then in between we have a little bit of an imbalance between the previous day close up to this very important bigger time frame level at 412.86. The only level I added on top of this was the pre-market high, just because it is kind of in between a range here, and I just want to make sure I have it marked. But essentially 412.50 is what you are watching from the open. A hold of this can be bullish towards pre-market high, maybe even 414 flat. But what you're looking at for is a break above that pre-market high. You can keep a very tight stop loss for this move towards 414.35, which we have marked on the screen, 415, and then 415.85, which is the next level up high right here. To the downside, if we do lose 412.50, there is a very good chance we're going to be seeing 412, 411.50, 411, 410. Like I said, two major areas are 411.50, 410. I added in the 412 and the 411 flat, just kind of give you guys good psychological numbers there. And you can see we're actually testing and breaking it right now in the open, so or right before the open. So that's going to be a very, very important thing. But just remember, 412.50, that's a very important level from the open. If you go back out to the bigger time frame, you can see we do have a little bit of room underneath, and this was kind of the case last Friday. We had a really, really big reversal, but we ended up holding this area overall in the bigger time frame. What is that area? Let's go look. If you look, oh, I didn't back it out enough. This is a very old area of supply. We've rejected here multiple times. We even failed to hold it right here. We failed to turn it into demand, rejected it, turn it back into supply, got back up here, had a lower high, and now we're back up here again trying to hold it with a very, very indecisive 50-50 candle. So essentially, we could get another day like Friday where we get a lot of bouncing around to see if price is just trying to get its footing. But that's essentially what we're looking out for, is they're trying to hold this previous supply as demand, potentially turning it into demand. So a hold of 408.79 to about 411.70, this can be seen as a very, very bullish sign as long as they're trying to hold it. If you see them lose this area on the bigger time frames, there's a good chance you're seeing the beginning stages of a potential pullback from this recent rally. So I would look at that area and keep it as such. And again, guys, every TA I just said is set. Like, you don't have to, that's not just good for today, that's good for the rest of the week for this time frame. And then this one, if you guys were here on Friday, we drew this chart together. This was just all the monthly time frame levels. It's like the other chart, except it has no halfway point levels, and we drew from very recent supply and demand. I didn't go to the far left. I drew from recent. So we have supply, we have demand, demand, demand. We have three demands and a supply here with recent price action. So we're essentially looking to see, can 415s break, and then can the 418s break. And if this 415 to 418 area can break, they can definitely see 420. They can definitely see 425, 430, 440 even. If we end up getting a rejection of this area, it's safe to say 407.50 wants to be retested. And if any more aggressive pullbacks happen under 407.50, we have to assume this area wants to be tested as well. So that's what I'm going off of for the rest of the couple weeks. And again, all these links were posted in the Discord and Bueller TA channel. If you're a YouTube member, you have these links yesterday. from the video, so you should have all these levels. But give me a thumbs up if you guys understand what we're looking out for today on these smaller time frames, as well as what we're looking out for during the week on the bigger time frames. Give me a thumbs up. I want to see a lot of you guys posting about that 412.50s. I want to see a lot of you guys talking about the 408.70 to 411.70 range on the bigger time frame. I want to see a lot of you guys covering with these levels. I'm still seeing some of you struggle, and it's because you're not using the levels. You're straying away, and you're just using random indicators and random levels you learned from some dude on Twitter. Make sure you guys are sticking to the levels. These levels are not hard to draw. Now, visualizing, that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother level. But drawing them should not be a problem. Alright, awesome. So I've already explained SPY on the bigger and smaller time frames, so let's continue down. And as I get through these, you'll see I'll start to break down the ones that are on the list, which a lot of the time you'll see me choose NVIDIA just instantly because I love NVIDIA. Pretty biased on that one, but I pretty much go through all of these every single day in the morning. Let me back this out because I can't see what I'm looking at. There we go. Alright, so it looks like the break of previous day high is what Apple's looking to do for more bulls to step in. If they reject this, this could be seen as a potential range trade here. So previous day high, I'd say, is the key level to look out for on Apple right at the open. You can see they're already pushing towards it right now. So that's a big key one, guys. Off the rip, we're already getting a big piece of information for the market today. Apple is near a previous day high. Very, very important level. If that breaks, that could really tell us what's going on today. AMD actually breaking lower. Okay, I had to check Microsoft just because Apple. But it looks like AMD's key level is going to be the previous day low at the open. Microsoft at the open, it looks like their key level is going to be around 289.60s. Is a bigger time frame level. It looks like a 2-day ago close is also kind of a helpful, but they're kind of in the same 30-cent range, so that doesn't really matter. But it looks like that's your range, though, to watch for who has control of Microsoft. If they end up holding over this, it's a good sign for bulls. If they break it, you could potentially see a pullback to the previous day high at 288.50. So that's not a bad one. That actually could be on the watch list. That's a very, very clean break chart right there today. NVIDIA, we have previous day close and a bigger time frame level above, and the previous day open below. Below previous day open, you have a bigger time frame level and the previous day low. Amazon also looked really good. I just didn't add it to the watch list because I was already kind of sight set on adding Tesla. But overall, they have their previous day high, kind of like Apple. They have their previous day high at 103.20, so that could be seen as a strong break above. You have pre-market low here for an initial break below at 102.39, but overall, you have a very big level at 102 from the bigger time frame level, as well as the previous day open. Sorry, I was having a brain fart. And then, of course, below all those levels, you have previous day lows down here at 101. Tesla. Very, very clean range. I like that they kind of had this popped up candle and just kind of consolidated inside of it the entire pre-market. But overall, above 187.25 and 188.20s is what we can look for a continuation up higher. A rejection of this area can look bad, as you can see in pre-market. But if they end up pushing down and just holding this, it's not really bearish either. So watch under 184. Pretty much watching under previous day close for short-term sellers to show up. Google, they're having a very rapid morning this morning. You can see they've already broken under previous day open at a significant amount. That was at 106.85. They went all the way down to 103.40s, and they actually look like another bear flag right at open. So comm sector is going to be right at the open. I would keep eyes on, does this recover, does this not? So what else can you watch in sync with Google? You can watch Meta, which you can see they're also taking a hit in the open. And Netflix, which you see they've taken a hit, but they're actually not even breaking previous day lows. So watch previous day lows on Netflix. Watch to see if Meta holds to help out the comm sector. And watch to see if Google does any kind of recovery, or does it just keep selling off, or does it range trade? Because that'll help you pick up on, are comms going to get weaker, are they going to recover a little bit, or are they going to just maintain where they are? Which is, again, a very important sector of SPY. Again, if you go to the Analyze tab, you can see tech sector is 24%. You can see healthcare is about 15%. Banks are about 10%. Comms are just under that. So they're a top weight. Make sure you're paying attention. Comms are a very, very important weight. So that'll definitely affect SPY. I'm actually surprised SPY isn't down more, honestly, because of comms. I would say a majority of this is why comms or is why SPY is down, thanks to comms. Because you can see Apple pumped, Microsoft actually pushed up. They just recently pushed back down, so that didn't help either. You had AMD breaking lower, NVIDIA's just kind of range trading after pushing lower. So majority of that is going to be tech, or comms, and then some of it is tech actually helping out on the recent dip. But everything else is holding. You see Tesla pulling back a little bit. But good morning, good morning. Hopefully a lot of you guys understand a lot of the breakdowns I'm going over. Hopefully a majority of you caught the SPY breakdown on what we're looking out for on the bigger and smaller time frame, as well as what we're looking out for on all these other different individual equities. Again, be sure to drop a like on the stream if you're tuning in. Hopefully some of this info is helpful. If you guys have access to the Discord, I would check out Top Watch's channel. JBig just posted on the triple Qs. Oh, it's on rewind. There we go. I know what y'all really want. There you go. Fow, if you're in the Discord, there's a channel for it. I'll have to get like a link set up because I keep getting this question. There's like 8 places to look technically. I'm exaggerating, but there's a lot. But if you're in the Discord, go to patterns. It even has 2 little, like a chart going up then a chart going down next to it. It's literally the latest post in that channel. Is a big 3-bar play video. Or not video, a breakdown. Here, I'll just show it on stream. I don't know why even. Who cares? What is a 3-bar play candlestick pattern? The pattern is described as an unusually long candle body, followed by 1 or 2 resting candle bodies, followed by a 3rd/4th long body. The entry would be made because again, and the reason I worded it this way when I gave it to Troy was because there is no such thing as just a 3-bar play or just a 4-bar play. There's sometimes both. Sometimes it ends up starting off as a 3-bar play and you're already in your play. And then you see that fourth candle happen, and you're like, oh crap. And then, or the 3rd candle, sorry. Then the 4th candle emerges, and you're like, oh okay. Whew. There is a such thing as a 4-bar play, so just know that. The entry would be made after the signal of the 3rd or 4th candle. Although the pattern below itself is very self-explanatory, feel free to ask us anything. So a big thing in what you're looking out for, regardless of going up or down first, is you want to see a good emerging move, a good green, just big move, or red. You could even go down. The next candle, or 2 candles, you want it to sit above basically the halfway point of the igniting candle. So the big important candle, make sure you're drawing halfway point of that. That's basically your stop. The entry is the break of the highs. Now, again, a lot of you guys trade these differently. I know some of you guys wait until you see 1 or 2 candles here, and then you buy on like the dip of it. I understand that as well. That's also a good strat. It's just early, so just be careful. But essentially on your volume, you want to have rising, lowering, rising. That's what you want to have when you're looking at your 3-bar plays. Can the SPX just sell off for the first 30 minutes would be great. Yo, what's good? What's up, Evis? How you doing, man? Be sure to drop a like on the stream, everybody. Glad to have you all in here. Hopefully a lot of you find some of the pre-market info helpful. It definitely does help out a ton just to kind of go through this routine every single day. Therefore, when you're looking at this stuff, you don't feel so lost. You feel like you understand what, at least what area of the chart you're in. Good morning, Brian. Glad to have you. No problem, Val. Good morning, Driz. Glad to have you. YouTube members, make sure you guys are checking out your recent content. There is recent content posted yesterday. We broke over 40 videos finally. And that's not even including the live trade series, so it's technically like 60 plus videos. Have a free position in puts. They will expire in the first 30 minutes, so average of the first half hour open will be my closing price. If we sell down, I'm going to make... Well, I hope the best for you, Tobias. We'll see what happens, though. Looks like it is playing into your favor so far. If we maintain losing control of 412.50, that is a very good early on sign for anybody in here who is bearish. If you're looking for the break of 412.50s, it has already happened. Now you're looking for the continued hold under 412.50s. This can possibly bring a good dollar drop down to 411.50. We have 411 psychological there, and you have 410 flat, also lined up with the previous day low demand. Hey, what's up, Chuck? Glad to have you. Again, guys, be sure to drop a like on the stream. It does help out the channel a lot. I was actually off on my number of streams, by the way, guys. We're at like... I have to go do the math again, but I don't think we're past 200. I think I was counting old streams, too. Because that did seem a little high when I said that. Either way, though, I think we're at like 180 or 180 something. Which is still a lot. I was making sure we're all good. Hopefully a lot of you guys understand what we're looking for today. We do have about 7 minutes before the open. Do you have any questions or any add-ons to anything I've said today? Again, YouTube members, you do have a lot of content sitting there in the YouTube member section, so make sure to go check that out when you have time. I'm just kind of reminding y'all because I know y'all just got off the weekend, so probably still in chill mode. One day, Sandollar, one day. Also, guys, if there's ever a very important like piece of the stream to you that's like quick, like if there's ever any quick tips or quick things that were said or quick questions that were answered, be sure to look at the top of your screen. It's either at the top right or somewhere around your screen on YouTube. You can actually click to cut a clip of the stream. You can cut 60 seconds of the stream on your own. So if you want to cut that, grab the link, save it and share it to everyone. In here, again, the YouTube chat or in Discord or wherever you know us from, feel free to drop it in there. But you can cut clips of the stream, so just letting you know. How do you clip the whole stream? Oh yeah, we got to take a quick look at Boeing. Why not? Let me look at this chart first. Get my bearings. Yeah, I was gonna say they dropped because of news. They had a really big hammer. I would not be surprised if they had a green day after this day, but since this was from news, I'd probably be more in the limits of saying that it's probably just going to range trade for a couple days, get its footing, and then you'll see what direction it wants to truly start moving in again. But they really haven't broken anything, you know. Even though they sold off pretty ugly, they didn't even break their base low at 192.60s. You know, so if anything, they're just still in range. They haven't really moved anywhere. If anything, they just sold off to the bottom part of their current range with that news from last week. So I'd be very careful with that. Day trading wise, I'd honestly watch the today's open lined up with that kind of high right here, because it also lines up with pre-market high. So that looks like a very big resistance to look over. For a continuation down, they've already done the right thing. They've rejected. So I'd look to see if they continue selling. Oh, they already broke previous day close. Yeah, so they're already in bear mode. They rejected and broke previous day close. Yeah, so watch for continued rejection under previous day highs and previous day close if you do want to look for intraday shorts. I don't know if you're looking at bigger or smaller time frames, so I just went ahead and went through both. But yeah, just remember, they are coming off news, so volatility is probably going to be a little high on that one. With bigger clippers. No problem, Marlon. Glad to help. Tobias giving you the keys to steal it all. What is your opinion on GDX and dollars impacting it recently? I'm expecting a debauch trend this week. That's a Tobias question. I have not been watching currencies that much lately. That is a Tobias question. Because if you go to my analysis, the dollar has still yet to break 100 still. Again, look at all that amazing trading. I almost said annoying. Look at all that amazing trading. Much wow. So cool. It honestly does have a good test of the base. So honestly, this candle was kind of needed. They broke back above the 9. I'd look for a push above 102 for the dollar to get strong again. A continued hold of 102 and 100 could actually be seen as base building for longer term bulls. Because what you see here, you're like, oh, that looks like it's going to keep going down. But what you're looking at is what bigger traders on the bigger time frame see as a bullish retest. If I go to a different chart that has nothing on it, you'll see it's actually still holding really good supports. Kind of like where they rallied up before here. Kind of got rejected a couple different times on all three of these levels here. They're still above a couple of them, so I'd keep an eye on 100 flat. Regardless of whatever other currencies and stuff you're looking at. Apple's dumping, yep, and we talked about that. Make sure you're watching Apple against the previous day high. AMD already lost its previous day low. Microsoft's testing a very important level. Nvidia's right above 265. Amazon's against previous day high. Tesla got another buyer reaction too. They're against 186.50, also really close to previous day highs. Google dumped and Meta dumped, and they both got a little bit of a buy reaction here right before open. and Netflix right above their previous day low. So you have a lot of very crucial weights at crucial areas of their charts. Just keep eye of that. All right, let me put my headset on and join this voice chat. If I can find my headset. Here it is.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Hurry up and wait. Money Monday. Some nice little setups. Josh went over in the pre-market.
Fighting the key level at 412.50 at the open still. Be sure to drop a like on the stream and check out the poll at the top of the YouTube chat. You can vote on what you think today will do, green, red, or flat. Just a fun little vote you can do.
Tim likes to get excited on the open lately. Kind of doing the same thing as Friday. See if it holds up this time, though.
What ticker?
XOM. Energy. Oil. See if it holds over 116 pre-market high. Rejected that on Friday pretty hard. Anybody looking forward to any earnings this week? God, I got my eye on Netflix. I like the day after on that one. A couple other ones.
Tesla as well.
Hike with the Netflix.
Apple pulled down really, really heavy right at the open after looking super bullish. Microsoft trying to hold a very, very big level, or big area of levels between 289.60 and 290. Keep your eye on that. I'd keep my eyes on Apple, Microsoft, and then maybe see how discretionary is doing and switch over to comms and see, are they getting bought up? Are they still selling? Because these are kind of the big movers that have already happened this morning. I actually see a mix of buying happening right now. Nothing's moving crazily, though. Kind of a weak spot for the market to sit. Again, guys, what was the big warning I gave to everybody last Friday? Who was all paying attention? What did I warn y'all about? What is something that could possibly be the initial catalyst for slowing the markets down a little bit more before this May meeting? Does anybody remember? Talked about it a few different times on Friday. News, yes, but what news? Exactly, Fowl got it. Earnings. Earnings season officially kicked off on Friday when the bank stepped in. So earnings is the next thing everyone is looking at right now. Now, when you see people saying, "Oh, are you going to swing anything?" No, there's earnings happening right now. That's a big conversation. That is a legit thing. You're going to see less volume on the markets due to earnings season, especially in this time of the market where we don't know what's going on with the Fed, inflation. Are we about to get more aggressive? Are we actually hitting a point where we think we're slowing down? So, very, very crucial time in many, many different ways.
The buyers here. Amazon pushing higher over yesterday high. Tesla has an indecision can.
Discretionary, your strong sector of the day with tech, industrials, utilities, and staples, all green. And then you have base, healthcare, energy, financials, and comms, all red. Which I wouldn't be surprised to see comms either go back to being neutral or slightly green today if they do pick up this trend of getting bought back up with everything else right now.
Pushing the midpoint on SPY here.
Nvidia is actually holding 265 with a very impressive candle. Oh my god, it's Sherman. What does he want?
Want to make some money. Morning, guys.
Morning, Sherman. How you doing, man?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Tesla's getting some strength as Amazon's pushing higher. See if Tesla's going to get its pre-market high now. Q's nearing pre-market high. About 2 minutes left on our 10-minute candle. SPY flirting around with the midpoint of pre-market high to pre-market low. Mel, take it easy. It's just early on a Monday. 45% SPX killing it. I haven't even thought about hitting a trade yet.
Cat above 225.83 looks open to take 227. Almost marked it on accident. 83. Oh, previous day high. I'm blind. Good eyes. Rip Cordy said above 225.83. You can look for 227s possibly.
Nvidia's at their pre-market high now, showing some strength. 40 seconds left on a 10-minute candle.
Google coming back down. Says Meta. Says Netflix. Com sector back down 1% again. First 10 minutes, very interesting for SPY this morning. Pretty much just a buy reaction after the initial part of pre-market, the very end of pre-market, losing 412.50, that's your previous day close, and slowly retaking it in the first 10 minutes of today. We're now seeing if we can get above 413s, but right now, buyers are back to control above 412.50. Again, watch list reads it clear as day. Discretionary still ticking higher, tech holding higher, industrials pushed a new high, staples pushed higher. Actually, I'm sorry, I read those wrong. Yeah, tech pulled back again, but they're still up there. Healthcare turning green, base turned green. Only red sectors now are energies, financials, and comms. Again, watch for comms to try and hold today's open and pre-market low. This could be a good recovery for them today, especially if everything continues higher. Yo, good job, Noxta.
So far, Amazon's had a really nice retest of that yesterday high. As long as it keeps holding up, that's looking pretty good. See if it takes out that previous intraday high.
Significant pullback in tech so far.
Apple's trying to break pre-market low. Microsoft coming down a little bit more. Amazon rejected pretty good.
Yep, Microsoft trying to break a crucial area. 289.60s could be very bad for bulls on the market. And yeah, Apple continuing its weakness. It's crazy because that pre-market makes you think, oh, this thing's about to break out crazily. You see in the first literally 5 minutes, or in 5 minutes of pre-market into the first 15 minutes of today, we have done nothing but reject and pull down. Makes you wonder. And comms did get a little bit more weak. A little bit over 1% down. Financials and energy catching up again. I see some green candles on those. Tech still pulling down. Yeah, SPY's going to be all over the place in this candle.
XLM's still holding at pre-market high. Banks are coming back up. Berkby, JPM.
Yeah, they postponed. They had a valve or something freeze up. SpaceX launch got postponed. It's like the cryogenic valve or something. I forgot what they called it.
That sounds cool.
I got you, David. It really doesn't help that much in the beginning of the market, though. Beginning of the market, you're going to get large amounts of volume. Well, relative, I guess. Relative large amounts of volume. What's up, Julian, Ripcord, Sal, Shane? How are y'all doing in the Discord voice chat? We are streaming on YouTube, just in case if you didn't know. So you can tune into the YouTube stream. I just jump into here so people can have live audio if they want. You don't have to worry about lagging or whatever.
I like how NVIDIA's holding on this 10-minute chart. It's not quite a 3-bar play because the top doesn't line up, but it's holding it pretty good. Retracement of that previous candle.
Yeah, Netflix continued to drop. So is Meta. It's definitely gonna hurt the comm sector a little more. Tesla rejected. Amazon rejected. Nvidia rejected. Microsoft pulled back under the important level. We talked about these levels. AMD and Apple pulled down more. Yeah, so you should be seeing a larger reaction here on SPY. Pretty nice candle there. Not a crazy amount of volume though. Still got a very good amount of time in this 5-minute candle. You're in both. Nice, Julian. I just pictured Thanos with the gauntlet. Good call out, Alif. Dun, dun, dun.
Microsoft right at that yesterday high. If it cracks under that, could start headed towards 286.
Good morning, Genesis.
I think every Monday is just going to be a 30-minute candle type of day.
Healthcare pulling back more. Comms getting some buyers off support. Back down under from being down 1%. Financials trying to break today's open.
Tesla failed to break out a pre-market high, but then had a nice retest of the midpoint of that candle / the 9 on the 10-minute, giving us an indecision on the 10-minute candle. So this next candle could give us a nice setup on Tesla, depending on which direction it decides to push.
Still holding 412.50 on SPY. I would definitely mark your today's open, everybody. It's going to be a very important level today. It's crazy. A lot of traders don't use volume. I mean, that's totally fine. Price action is price action. You don't always need volume to tell you what candlesticks and positioning are telling you. Because you got to remember, too, some people don't trade off of volume because they're trading off positioning. So they're trading off of the entirety of this. So say you have price bouncing, rising, all in this channel for months on end, weeks on end, whatever duration you want to go off of. A lot of the time when they see this historical bounce and rejection and awesome, trading between whatever level this is and whatever level this is, that's a range trade. So you're going to be seeing them selling against resistance, buying against support, regardless of what volume tells them. So everyone has a different strat. So that's totally fine if people don't use volume. You don't have to use volume to technically read price action. Volume is just a piece of price action. Pattern recognition could be seen as one of the strongest tools when jumping into some of these trades. And there's a billion ways to trade. People can use a million indicators. People can use one. People can use 50 of them. People can use volume, not volume. I mean, there's so many different ways of trading. It doesn't really matter what you think is right or wrong or what you favor or not. Find something you're comfortable with and stick to it. Don't freak out about how other people trade.
There's people that don't even look at the chart and trade.
My dad's one of those people. He looks at the price action numbers of the option.
See if Tesla can pop that previous intraday highs, get back over pre-market high. Why still trying to hold.
I struggled with information overload, had to simplify it. Hey, and sometimes it's what it is. Sometimes people need like 50 confirmations to get them in. Sometimes people just want to rely on having one or two. And that's totally fine. Everybody is different. That's totally fine. I'm glad to hear you figured it out, though, because it definitely does suck when you're getting just too much information, regardless of the quality of it. Tech flat right now. Tech's actually breaking lower right now. Industrial's trying to move higher. Discretionary tried to move higher, rejected. Utility staples look like they're trying to retest to move higher, as well as base. Financials already moving higher with financials moving lower. Energy back to red. Healthcare. I actually got a pretty good pop, but I'd keep eyes on their previous day low. That seems to be their ultimate level, 134.07. And comms right back to where they popped. So they're trying to show us a sign of strength. Got a mix of results, though, across those sectors, as you guys can see. Every time I go back through them, I'm getting way different reads every time. So it's a very indecisive open. Got 6 minutes before our first 30-minute candle. We're still defending today's open. This could be seen as a retest by bulls.
XLM's finally pushing higher over 116. Berkby pushing over pre-market high.
There we go. Tesla making a new high.
Not bad volume on the short term on that either.
Netflix got bought back up, so did Google. We saw that on the XLC chart. Amazon needs to defend 103s. Nvidia still holding a higher low above today's open. Microsoft nothing but lowering volume on this dip after losing such a crucial level. Look like they're trying to fight previous day highs now. Again, if you did take this trade, be sure to take profits now. I did talk about this in the pre-market prep, and I talked about it as it was happening. Microsoft breaking the crucial area there that we highlighted in the pre-market prep. And the only area I talked about for it to go test was the previous day high at what? 288.40, 288.50s. That has now been tested with nothing but lowering volume. Great time to get out of that chart because you could be getting a good short-term bounce back to that important area. AMD still holding above the low of today. I almost said today's open. Apple also nothing but lowering volume after breaking under a significant area. So we got some sectors moving higher, some rejecting, some just trading to the right. We have a mixed result here. A lot of rejections of 413s now. A lot of defends of 41230s. Oh, 100% official, Jacob. There's a ton of people who use volume, but there's a lot more people who don't use it correctly. So let them keep doing it. But no, Jacob, you're 100% right. And I see we almost have 200 people in here. Be sure to drop a like on the stream. Glad to have each and every one of you in here. Thank you guys for supporting the channel and a lot of the videos. Another wick up. Who would have thought? I won a month last week right when I left the chat. Thanks for that. Glad to have you. Likes are the volume we need, preach. Just like I said, we got almost 20 more likes.
150 likes, we start the algo.
Alright, another indecisive candle on the 5-minute. And our 30-minute candle's about to close finally. There it is.
Last 3 candles right on top of the 9 and the 10.
Tesla's still going.
Yeah, Tesla good. Amazon defended 103s back over yesterday high. See if it takes out that previous intraday high.
Taking some here. Let's go.
The Shermanator?
Yeah, I was in that. I'm taking this pump.
Spotted trying to get back over the midpoint, previous intraday high. Apple get back over pre-market low. Microsoft a little bounce. Comms a little bounce.
Start typing up this review.
Q's back above previous day close. Great call out, Tulip. Discretionary back in the lead with Tesla rallying and Amazon defending. Industrial still near their high of day. Staples pulled back a little bit, still in third place for green on the day. Tech getting some buyers, nothing crazy yet. They're trying to defend today's open, still under 9 EMA on the 5-minute. Base still defending 9 EMA on the 5-minute as well as today's open. Energy getting some more buyers again off of another higher low. Healthcare still down against those previous day lows. And comms trying to get their head out of the water back above their previous day higher low again. So we'll see if they can hold out of that. But that could be a really good slow grinder up today, which could help SPY end up small green today. We'll see, though. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves, just trying to think about the different situations we have. Very, very indecisive open, though. It's funny you said, I don't know how you could be confident with that volume, and then Leland steps in. I don't use it.
Yeah, I asked him that once because he trades SPX and there's no volume on there. I'm like, do you use ES futures or SPY? No, just price action.
He's confident in the lead test. The levels just, I mean, they do work pretty heavily even without looking at volume.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sure.
I think I just haven't stopped using volume because it's just something I'm comfortable with. But I definitely don't see a problem with it if someone's strictly using levels like Leland. I think that's impressive. Probably makes it a lot easier to not be biased, too. Because if you're going to sit there and be like, oh, well, it had rising or lowering volume, that's short-term bias. You know, some of us only use that for info, but some people turn that into bias, so it can also be hurtful. Still rejecting pretty heavily at 412.86. It's a very nice wick on top. If we can get a lower close right here, that could be the initial hold of a sell-off. I said sellers are back, tight range still intact. They did break 412.50. See if they can break today's open or not. Today's open and pre-market lower, the levels below. I'm understood volume part of the course, but I'm still trying to understand the levels and it sounded a bit backwards. Totally fine, man. You're not gonna see me judge. Learn at whatever pace and whatever way you want. Grabbing the levels is easy. Learning how to read the levels, that's a whole nother topic. That takes time, visualizing. This is something people who are not lazy are going to do. Review price action. Try to point out in the chart, okay, where is it more favorable for me to trade? What kind of entry am I going for here? Then try to find those all over your chart. Circle them. See the different variations. Here, attendance. Glad to have you, Sinful. Change your profile pic. Big wick on Tesla. Great call out Mini. If dollar keeps pumping, ooey baby. Nope. Jacob, I'm not going to go over this now because this is a very large topic. But there's a 40% entry. That's the breakout you're speaking of. There's the retest, or what a lot of us call the 80% entry. the buy the dip, and the lead test. There are four types of entry a lot of us limit ourselves to. Even though it's pretty much just two again. Can they give us the break below or not? Close below open and or PML here and be fallen. Good update carnage. It's kind of what I'm kind of saying too. Pretty much pre-market low in today's open's last thing helping us here. If those give up, we could be seeing a pullback down to 411.50s. Could also just see us chop to the right as they destroy both calls and puts. Wow, very good job, Creator Trades. I just saw what you posted, man. Great job. Good job, Devontae. Good job, Sherman. Everybody posting the reviews.
Thanks.
Staying on top of it. I'd love to see it. Is this real sinful? Uber Eats and Leafly partner to bring cannabis delivery to British Columbians. Very cool. Very cool if that's real. It's because Sinful posted it that I'm questioning. Nah, I'm sure it's real. That's pretty cool though, because Leafly is pretty freaking huge. Alright, guess we're all moving to British Columbia. Newsful, Jesus. The send test, newsful. He did it in caps. That is true, Green Candlestick. Gotta take that for granted. Can't be lying to me if he's saying it in caps.
All caps.
Did TOS mess up for anyone else on Friday? I did not have any problems, and most of my chat did not, but I did see large amounts of reporting on Thinkorswim's bug site, and they'll show you how many people are reporting errors and issues with their TOS. There was actually a very large spike on Friday, all reporting the same issue of TOS entering trades without their consent, which it looked like TOS has refunded a majority of those people most of what they lost. I don't think they gave anybody everything they lost, but I did see a large report of that last Friday. So if that happened to you, that sucks. I would message TOS. Sinful drinks Bud Light? No way.
Watch your mouth.
Sinful would never. I saw it on the internet. It must be true. I couldn't get out of a position. Luckily, I was heavy in the green. Hey, at least it was in the right direction. So a good error, then. I wouldn't even complain. I would just message TOS and be like, hey, whoever took that trade, have them do that again. It starts tomorrow, though. Oh, well, let us know, Shaq. I'd actually love to hear an update on that.
Yeah, let me know how it works for you.
Dollar seems to be holding resistance turn support.
Yeah, I need a sandwich and an eighth, please.
Dollar pump it. Yeah, watch the dollar. Good looks. Who brought... I think that was Tobias or somebody else brought that up in this stream this morning. Good job, whoever brought up currencies. Did one of y'all just do heart reactions?
You can do that on the mobile device. That means they're on mobile.
Honestly, I'm really impressed with a lot of you guys. There's still over 190 of you in here, even after seeing what kind of market open we have. It's been about 42 minutes since the open, almost 43 minutes. We're going to be seeing if we're going to be losing pre-market low in today's open soon, or we're going to continue holding this. The longer you hold it, it almost makes you think, man, if we keep building up strength here, we could be seeing a good pop off of this going into lunch, going into end of day. We'll see, though. Again, it's only been 43 minutes. A lot of time left. Oh my god, Sinful. I was just saying it could be seen as that green candlestick later on in the day if we're still holding here. I don't mean like right here in the next 10 minutes. Like if we're still doing this in hours from now, it could be seen as a very long amount of base building for a potential move higher. Because yeah, no, right now I see it as it's potentially about to give out support as well. Still defending today's open and pre-market low though, can't deny that. As ugly as it looks, we are still defending. It was more of a thought process thing. I wasn't meaning like any kind of idea there. Just trying to think about the scenarios ahead of us way before it happens. Therefore, when it happens, we're not sitting here like, oh, how is that even possible? How are we green? It's like, what do you mean? Like, people always show up, they're like, what kind of news do we have for us to be green? Like, there's no news. It's just price action, man. Quit looking for a piece of news. A single piece of news to move everything all the time. It's not going to happen. Got to remember what you're trading and what you're looking at when you're analyzing a chart. What are you looking at? You're not looking at, yes, you are looking at buying and selling, but you're looking at human emotions. It's not going to make sense sometimes.
People don't make sense.
And when it doesn't make sense, what should you be doing? Risking all of your cash and potential trades, or should you be sitting cash, waiting for it to make more sense to you? Ask yourself that question. Tesla's still holding above the meat of the pre-market high at 187.20s. Keep an eye on that. That could get a good pop as Amazon is still defending 103s. Discretionary sector still holding out strong. They're up 0.69%. Nice. Watch for Nvidia to break today's previous day close, 267.57. They're touching it right now. Microsoft also touched a historical level at 287.40s after breaking through previous day highs. Watch for them to continue holding that. And Apple's just testing 9 EMA in the 5-minute. Keep an eye on that. Google, Meta, both getting good buyers. Netflix possibly building off a higher low. Could be seeing comm sector pick back up more. We did see them go 1.1% down today. They're now only down at 0.75%. So they have picked up a little bit. Discretionary pretty much popped and has just been in this general vicinity since then. Same for staples. Utilities brought all the way back down at today's open. Base went down to make a higher low. Tech rejecting, or testing, I should say, not rejecting yet, today's open. Nobody has control. This is what I would call an indecisive open. Yep, it is a sit on hands type of morning, that is for sure. AMD retest pre-market low. Great call out, Jacob. It's time to dump it all, or I am moving out of my puts. 8 minutes until we are out. Whenever I like it. Okay. Yo, good job, peoples. I see you posted your lead test on Apple. Beautiful work. SPY getting buyers off of the lows again. See if this one is another short-lived pop or if we're going to actually see some continuation behind this one.
Looks like Meta and Google are having a nice turnaround. Netflix, not so much. Another green candle forming here on the SPY 5 minute. Possibly seeing the most green candles in a row here. See if we can pop a new high, or if this will be another short-lived pop. Dollar holding again. Great call out, Tobias. Which again, I haven't been using the dollar as much recently, but it was very useful when it was very, very tight with the markets. But the common belief is that when currencies rise, equities drop, and vice versa. But that is not always the case, as we both know. Me neither, but it's moving aggressively after the news again. 100%. That dollar chart had some pretty ugly candles over the last 10, 15 daily candles. I'd like to see some more volume on that chart, or just bigger candles in general. A lot of indecision around that chart though, near that 100 area, 100, 102, 98 area. Be sure to drop a like on the stream, everybody. Hopefully a lot of you are enjoying some of the updates, some of the ideas, some of the information, some of the questions that we're answering. Thank you guys again, though, for tuning in, dropping over 125 likes. It means a lot. Appreciate you all. SPY is so wicky today. I don't like trading when it's like that. 100%, Scott. Definitely don't blame you. I always tell you, man. I always tell everybody in here, if you're not comfortable, don't touch it. You know, you are the most important thing here, not the stock market, right? You, your mental health. So should you be jumping into things that are not comfortable? No. And nobody here is going to judge you for it either.
possibly producing the 4th green candle in a row. This is the most green candles in a row on the 5-minute today so far. Still have a lot of time in this candle.
On the 10-minute, this candle opened up above all the previous bodies on the 10 minutes since open, and it's trying to push higher. So as long as this candle holds above the 9 in the bodies, it's looking pretty good for some buyers coming in.
Nvidia's going.
Yeah, yesterday high on Nvidia popped.
I don't think AMD's following yet. No.
Google Meta getting buyers, Netflix still pulling down after whoever said that. Discretionary's strongest sector up there still with industrials. Industrials actually probably about to take it over. Staples got another pop. Utilities popping. Base got another green candle. Tech still trying to fight and holding over today's open. They've been struggling holding over that. Financials also trying to defend over today's open. Still, they're 15 minutes above that, so that's really good so far. Healthcare also getting some movement back up. And comms also still moving higher, as you guys saw just now. We saw Google and Meta getting buyers, even with Netflix hurting them. So they have recovered even more from the last time I mentioned them. Yep, seller's still here. Let's see if they get run over like you said. What's up, Nick? How you doing? Good morning, Foe. Kurz. Good morning, Whack. Yeah, correlation could come back. Would love that. Made a ton last. Dude, yeah, when we had correlation with the dollar like very heavily, it definitely seemed a little bit too easy. I started to notice the discrepancy, though, Tobias. I started to notice the discrepancy between those start to separate a lot more. The more people started seeing how easily those were correlating. Because in the beginning, it kind of felt like nobody was watching the dollar. Like, we all knew it was popping, but there wasn't a lot of people using that to take advantage of the equity market, besides big money, of course. So it kind of felt like as more people started realizing, like, oh, the dollar is actually becoming a very, very high probability opposite indicator of SPY, I'm going to just look at that. And then ever since then, as that started getting more popular, it seems like a lot of the discrepancy started to kind of grow. That's a fair point too, Tobias. I didn't even think about that. A wick up on this candle could bring a potential 3-bar play. That's on the 5-minute. When in doubt, pull out. Love it, Eddie. Love the saying. Yeah, for a ripcord, it really has been for months. U.S. House Speaker McCarthy, House to vote in coming weeks on bill to lift the debt ceiling into next year. And they probably will do that. I think we even saw the Fed say it's a monetary tool they wanted it to be taken advantage of. Tobias. I'm sorry of the loop. I got some catching up to do. What's up, Jack? What are you out of the loop of? Of Spy in general? You haven't missed much in chat. Everybody's still just them same old selves. It's been a while for loss, but hey, not going to dwell on it. Got to learn from my mistakes. Spy still a bit weak in the 10-minute, but was banking on rising volume in a smaller time frame, and Spy found a new low. Didn't work out. Best loser wins in this game. Keep losses tight and take green. 100%. Thank you, Nick, for the wisdom. Yeah, just in general, just haven't had much time to look at anything, but I'm back to work today, so I'll start with the stream. Totally fine, Jack, and we're always happy to have you, man. Only been an hour, but it feels like 4.
When the paint's dry and time slow. Still waiting on a breakout. Forming a tight range.
What's up, Noxta? Divergence with SPY and triple Q equals chop fest. Another higher low possibly right here. Again, if you go from this rally here, they actually held a pretty good percentage of it here on this pullback. This could be your buy the dip signal here. Still just seeing the choppy range that we've had all morning. Another rejection. Possibly heading back down to the middle part or lower part of this range. SPY rejected off the 9 and 21. Good call out. What time frame, Jacob? I'm sure you mean either the 5-minute or the daily. Made a quick 21% on dollar breaking out. Good job, Tobias. We back. Huge liquidity at 41.60 and 41.70. It's a range trade till either side breaks. Yeah, the 5. Okay. I was making sure, Jacob. I appreciate the update, the information. This is the most disgusting price action trade we've seen so far in 2023, I think.
You could take a screenshot of SPY right now, and it would be a pretty good meme. The number one thing traders hate. You just post this sidebar on the 10-minute for since pre-market. Going nowhere. People selling premium love it right now.
This is why I talk about this every single morning and every single day beforehand. I give you guys updates on what is possibly going to be a tradable day or not. We talked about earnings season starting. We talked about a couple of these days this week possibly not being as enjoyable price action wise. You got to remember, price is just getting its footing, and there's a lot of uncertainty ahead of prices right now. This is the week to trade a little bit lighter. We also have a bunch of Fed speakers this week. There isn't as much economic news as there was last week or going into the next couple of weeks, but still, a lot of earnings kicking off. So I'm actually not that surprised by Monday's open. Everybody can call it ugly they want, but I mean it's a needed part of the chart. I don't see it as ugly. I see it as a needed part of the chart. You can't just go up and down. You got to have some sideways. glad I was sleeping. What's up, Shane? What do you mean how to correlate SPY to ES?
It is the same.
Like, the answer is within your question.
They're
F the
already
VIX, stock the
correlated.
dollar. Yeah, they're already correlated. There's no need to try to find further correlation. Heavy red candle popping up. We'll see if it holds up. We do still have about a minute and a half of this 5-minute candle. IPU's dollar SPY. Are we finally going to get a pop outside of this range? I was going to screenshot this after it closed. This candle is literally the epitome of today.
Yeah, some increase in volume on the 10-minute, but yeah, just waking up right at the pre-market low.
That is the first decisive close we've gotten outside of today's open, but yeah, technically still holding above pre-market low by a hair. Watch for a flush under 412.20s, everybody. Pretty good candle, though. We have not had a large candle before that one. Give the people what they want. Movement. Microsoft pushed lower, Nvidia pushed lower, Amazon pushed lower, Tesla's pushing lower, Google breaking. Netflix finally at its next level after pushing for so long. Yeah, we could be seeing the beginning of a larger red move here on SPY. A lot of those charts were pulling back.
Market lows, crack 412. Come on, get some more volume.
See if we get this continuated flush down to 411.50. We have hit the first target on the watch list, which was 412 flat. Again, that's just a psychological level. 411.50 and 410 are the more important areas. AMD and SPY both worked with the watch list so far. Nvidia got a good pop to the first target on the watch list as well. Tesla hit the... Actually, no, it got to the break above. The further break above level didn't push anything. And they're now at their break below. So they've tested both sides of range. The further break above and the break below. So everything on the list has worked out so far, except Tesla, which is still technically in range of what we set before the market opened. We also had a really good trade plan set up on Microsoft before today's open. It's one of the first things I talked about this morning because it's the third ticker after Apple. Pretty good break of 289.60s down to the 288.50s target. I would not have said hold down to 287.40s, but it looks like they are at the next bigger time frame level. SPY had a pretty nice red reaction there. We are getting a nice wick up here towards the end of this 5-minute candle. We do have 5 more minutes before the next 10-minute candle and 15 minutes before the next 30-minute candle closes. Good info, Carnage, Julian, Lalit. Good job, Shane. I like all the pieces of info. Short-term buyer reaction stepping in to see if they can retake today's open or not. If they can retake today's open, buyers could slowly keep us in this area. If we reject, sellers have a better chance of pulling us down lower. Would not be surprised if we get back in range and just kind of chill again, though. That has been the trend for the day. ECB speech in 2 hours, 15 minutes, maybe spark some movement. Yep, most likely. That's probably what we're waiting on, movement-wise. Earnings, too. You got to remember, a lot of earnings are happening this week, so could definitely be very hectic. Just to show everybody what earnings we have this week. Wow, amazing job, Sing, too. That's the type of practice that's going to help you out, Sing 2, is that right there. Good looks, Carnage. Good looks, Julian. Shake my head. Is holding support. Maybe we'll get a bounce on AMD. Yeah, you can always check Shake My Head, or you could check SOXX or SOXS. So if you ever want to get like a triple view of those, you can. Just joking, by the way. Shake My Head is SMH. That's a very good semiconductor ETF, as is SOXX and SOXS. Try to say that 5 times fast. I keep an eye on only lead tests. Love to see it, Sing too. I'm just very happy for you, not only because were you correct on your analysis, but I'm really just happy for you because you took the time to actually practice circle and entry, circle and exit, and give yourself a realistic view of what to expect. So when you do finally jump into real trades, you're not totally screwed. You have an understanding of what you're looking for and a little bit of confidence, so you're not hesitating as much or getting out early as much. You have a lot better, more stronger, more firm grip on the lead test strategy. Great job, Sing 2. I know how hard you've been working for that, so very happy for you. Keep doing that. Right there, what you just did, and anything in trading, that's how you need to grow. Reviewing it over and over and over in that exact way. Visualizing it to the fullest extent. Very happy for you, though. Great job.
Volume for the buyers on this 10-minute chart really showing up here as we get the new candle.
I don't think it's on the course, but that's because it's all public. The lead test information is all public. I don't have that behind a paywall or anything. I can't tell you how many streams I've covered the lead test and doing live trades on the lead test in front of everyone here. But we do have those 2 public videos as well. So besides reviewing streams, you have those 2 public videos. I don't blame you, Jacob. I don't blame you. Good looks, Julian. Lead test could still hit, even with the range. Ooh, very nice job, Tobias. Typing up the correlation between the dollar and SPY for your short-term trades that you took. Yep, Nick, that's exactly what Julian was just saying too. 9 EMA on the 10-minute. Great looks, Evis. But we got a little bit more exciting price action finally. That was nice. A little bit of a 3-bar play to the downside. They pushed under 412.30s. They didn't go far, but they hit that 412 flat, so they hit a good psychological level. Now they're back above today's open. Like I said, if they do pop above today's open, which they have now already, could bring a lot of indecisive trading now again. Because now price is kind of in the mindset again of, oh, I need to hold here to get some stability if I'm going to ever move up again. So if we do have bulls in control here, we're going to be seeing a very slow retake of today's open. Slowly build some base over that. It's at 50% like on the dot. Crazy to watch before it happens. Good job, Julian. I'm happy for you. feels good whenever you're drawing something that you know is correct and then seeing it actually work, regardless of taking a trade on it or not. It's just good to see one of your tools work out. It's a very empowering feeling. Send news. Send test. "30-minute send test never lost." How many of you called out now, Sinful? Have you ever used VIX? Yes, I have. I just haven't been using it for a while. I just don't find it useful in my short-term trading. I do like VIX, though, in terms of just getting information. It's nice to know when volatility is high or low. It's a very good thing to know. But VIX can also be misconceived a lot by a lot of people. People use it the wrong way. They think, oh, every time it pops, SPY has to drop. Every time it drops, SPY has to fly. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Most volume on the day. Oh, good looks, King Carnage. I just realized that too. That is significant. They rebroke today's open as well with that candle. Good eye, Carnage. 1 and 100% of the time it works every time. And I was just curious, Sinful, because I want to see how many of those you can stack up. I do remember that one you called out. See if you can catch some more like that. Regardless of actually trading them or not, being able to identify them alone is already insane. When do you go on your trip again, Sinful? When do all of us get some peace and quiet? I mean, are gonna miss you a lot.
Roasted.
I'm just getting my shots off now because Sinful. You just hear, but I don't. In my opinion, none of the setups today mean anything. Just go for mean reversion, buy dips, and sell rips. There's my alpha leak for the day. July 31st. All right.
Circle that.
Oh, damn. That's a while. It sucks because it's so far out that we're going to forget about it. And then when it finally pops up and he's going to be gone, we're like, damn, we're Sinful. I missed that guy. $141 votes in the poll today so far. 45% said green, 31% said red, 23% said flat, aka nothing burger. Exactly, like I was learning every day, screen time, watching vids, replays, but honestly this weekend I spent time going back on the charts and just doing multiple things like finding all the dark clouds. Ooh, good stuff, Julian. Sometimes, and that's in this huge message that I copy and paste to anybody who buys lifetime in my chat, I end up giving them the course as an extra at no extra cost. And when I do that, there's this huge message I have typed up. And in that message I have typed up, it says, don't just go through the course one time. Go through the course one time without a chart, without anything next to you. Just go through it. Get the information in your head, therefore it's at least read. You've at least seen it, read it, heard it. Then the second time you go through the course in a more thorough manner, open up your own chart as well and try to go along with some of the lessons or some of the questions or some of the breakdowns with your own chart. Try to find your own examples of those exact same breakdowns. And that in itself will already push you ahead of most people, because now you're not just, oh, I can draw the levels. No, it's also, I can draw the levels, I know how to read them, and I understand how to look at them. Then you can start to grow from there. But that step right there, people think like, oh, I'll learn once and I'm good. Like, no, you're not. You're going to end up learning that and you're going to get hurt afterwards. You know, learn that, stick with it, review, visualize, do that as many times as you possibly can. You should be looking for these entries on your charts, visualizing as much as you possibly can. You should be doing that more than actually trading. Also, good information, Freddie. I love your breakdowns. But that's what most people don't do, Julian. You know, you might think like, oh, like, I'm finally catching up to everyone, I'm reviewing, I'm visualizing, but like most people don't do that. I'm serious, most people don't do that, and that's why most people don't succeed in trading. They don't even give themselves visualizing practice. You know, screw the whole I have to trade well to succeed thing. If you can't even visualize, how do you expect yourself to have a chance of trading well? You know, if you can't even take the time to visualize when the market's not moving. That's how I see it. Watch it once, second time, fine tooth. Oh, fine tooth comb. Third time, still learning and finding what I missed. I'm doing this till it's memorized. Exactly, and that's exactly what you're trying to do. You're slowly trying to just keep it in your head to where it's not really a, oh, let me check my notes kind of thing. Like, it should become a memory thing, like you said, like muscle memory. Whenever you see it pop up, bam, reacting. You're done. You're not having to sit there looking around your notes or try to picture, what do I need to do here? But exactly. Buyers back above today's open yet again. Go back out to the bigger time frame. All we've done is redefend 412, 411.70 area, which again on the bigger time frame is that supply candle. So technically we're holding at a very good area. They're going to give us the push off this support, or we're just going to keep range trading. Most likely going to be range trading into lunchtime, possibly even into power hour. I would like to assume we don't get much movement to the last 2 hours of the day. Somebody talked about ECB. We also have a ton of earnings coming out after hours. So could be seeing some anticipation price action, which a lot of the time consists of just testing a high and a low to get their range, and then when earnings comes out, it's not as bad unless a huge surprise truly does come out. Pulling back under today's open, they're just again jump roping that level right now. SPY very flat. We have seen comms go down 1.11%. We saw them recover to just under 0.75%, and they're back under 1% again. So comms got weak again. Energy's weak again. Healthcare back above a little bit of where we saw them before, but they are still down. Tech, financials, pretty much not touched on the day, as well as base. Discretionary was a lot more stronger before this recent pullback. They were up over 1% by just a hair, and now they're back only up a little over 0.15%. Utility, staples, industrials still green on the day. All up around 0.5%. Could we see a sell-off here? Yeah, 100%. Rejecting today's open. We're just still wicking with a lower high. I might add that. Had the high against the blue area, having a lower high against the today's open. But again, the trend of today has been we are breaking good levels. We end up not getting good continuation. So we'll see what happens here. It has only been an hour and a half as we're heading closer to lunchtime for New York. Amazon, Tesla, sharp pullbacks happening right now. Google, Meta also pulling back more. Netflix breaking the next bigger time frame level at 331.40s. A lot of really good pullbacks happening on the discretionary and comm sector. Tech slowing up. We're seeing some short-term buy reactions on those. What, Sherman?
What?
Nothing, I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, that's what we call an attention getter.
We're just still fighting today's open. Like I said, the trend of today has been let's break a good level and not go far. Honestly, Shane, that'd probably be a good thing. I would
Yeah,
be
really.
I'd be more proud of any of you if you don't take a trade today over telling me you did take a trade and it was just a small gain or a small loss. I'd be more impressed with you not taking a trade today. Attention getter, I'm here. What's up, Jack? Jack is the attention getter.
Qs could be bear flagging on the 5 minute, but with this kind of day, who knows if we get any kind of follow through.
WCCI, you must be just tuning in. I've covered this a few times, but yes, we have a lot of earnings coming out. ECB is starting in a couple hours. But for the majority, you already had a lot of your bigger moves last week. And as we're starting to kick off earnings season, starting Friday with the banks, we have to assume we are going to slow down to some extent. So I'd say Monday, Tuesday, you're probably just seeing a lot of the market getting its footing before deciding where it wants to go. Also, probably just confused on where we headed with all these different earnings coming out. If all of them come out and they're bullish, that might not necessarily mean we have to go up. So a lot of confusion this week, especially at the beginning of this week too. You're good, WCCI. Yep, Tesla earnings, Schwab, Netflix. I actually just showed it. I can show it again if y'all want. There's a ton of earnings this week. What is this song? I feel like I'm going to the hospital. Could we get 9 more likes to break 150 likes on the stream? 9 more likes. Por favor. A fair trade. 9 more likes for y'all telling me to play Must Be Dreaming whenever you feel like it. Seems like a fair trade to me.
I'll take that deal.
I had people say it like back to back on Friday, and I was like, all right, I'll play it. Only since you asked so nicely. No, I really do appreciate the heavy amount of support you guys do. I know it's not hard to go hit the thumbs up, but to do it every single day does take a lot. So I do appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Y'all have no idea how much that actually does help out the channel. Just dropping a simple like on the channel adds so much exposure to the channel as a whole. Not even just the streams, to the videos, some of the content. Play it in reverse? Oh, God. Well, you're lucky. Acid Nation is coming up after this song, so I know you bears are ready for some dropping. My finger hurts. My thumb hurts from thumbing up too much. Yeah, I'm sitting out of my hands, so I'm not requesting songs today. I appreciate that. There's only so many I can choose from. Truthfully, forget to do it on live streams, but managed to remember for the YouTube member video. Appreciate you. Adding the like where it doesn't actually help. Not adding the like where it does help. Stonks. Still rejecting on the 5-minute. If you guys want a better, more comfortable view, I would jump out to the 10, maybe even the 15, maybe even the 30-minute. But as you can see, the 10-minute definitely showing some bearish movement there. 30-minute also giving up some good supports at today's open. Could be pulling back all the way down to 411.80s where we had our own support catch on Friday, or 411.50 area. So you got about a 30-cent range down there where price could be headed towards if we maintain rejection here at today's open and pre-market lows. Doing my part. Work has been super busy, so I just now looked at the chart. Totally fine, man. Glad to have you in here, Divert. I got so used to you and Green Candlestick having the orange profile pic with just a letter that I honestly thought I was already talking to you at first at one point earlier. Because y'all are the two dudes who always rock that. And then Jack's always the green W. Yo, what's good? Popping back in again. Much love. What's up, Pletch? How you doing? It's only 2 I'd request streaming or acid. Wonder what would happen if you played them at the same time. An anomaly. I'd get arrested by the Jerome Powell military. Must Be Dreaming and Acid Nation playing at the same time. Alright, well the song's on. Must be dreaming on acid equals max pain. That's actually how they get that number. No, sir, Pletch. I'm in a swing from last week, but I've not taken any positions yet. I think any positions taken today have honestly been very short-lived or guesswork. There have been no strong market conditions for an entry. I have seen a couple members post the inside of the range lead test that happened. I will give props to any of those people who took that because that did actually make sense. But again, just risky with the low volume sideways open so far. I play this when I'm having me time. You're wild. Minnie wakes up and chooses chaos. Thank you, Shane. I think that's another big common misconception, too, is everybody, or not everybody, I mean, clearly you guys aren't everybody, but a majority of people get into trading and they think, oh, I have to trade today. I need to at least get one trade off today. Don't set limitations on yourself. Don't set certain goals for yourself that are going to force you to take more trades or less trades. Focus on being comfortable and focusing on finding good setups that make sense to you. Same here. Been waiting since pre-market. Head and shoulder NVIDIA. What time frame, Jay? Be sure to include what time frame. I think you're meaning this intraday time frame because I can kind of see what you're saying here. And it's actually a pretty strong one, too. I don't like playing head and shoulders, but I do like to see an angled head and shoulder, which is exactly what you have here. I'd watch for control at 267.40s. You seem to get really good drops from there. So if your third drop happens there, I'd watch these lows here where you stopped once and where you stopped before. Microsoft building a good high or low base here. Above 287.40s. Again, that's a historical level. AMD did move lower. Whoever mentioned that here in the YouTube chat, great work. Forgot who that was. I think that was Minnie. Amazon looks like it wants to do a drop-based drop. Tesla has already completed their latest drop-based drop. I haven't used it in a while, Pletch. I don't use it when I scalp. But when I did used to use it, and I'm sure Devin can also add on to some of these points because he does use it a little bit more than I do now, is looking for the right levels. Again, people always think, like, if I just magically watch level 2, I'll instantly know when the biggest buyers and sellers are happening. Like, yes, but it's also about positioning. You can't just randomly buy and sell or you're going to screw yourself. So you got to pay attention to positioning on the chart. And then also what size is going in. Because let's say you just see a bunch of hundreds orders go in for buying at 412.37. So it's like, all right, well, that's just good average buying. That's nothing crazy. But let's say you randomly see 10,328. A random number. A big majority reasoning behind that is that that's someone just buying to get in. They don't actually care about how much money's going in. They don't care about at what price. They're just getting in to get in. Because they know that whatever's about to happen is possibly about to push. So a big thing you can look for is odd numbered orders going through and then marking what price is that at and knowing, okay, there's definitely some sort of control here. It's also, you can also watch for spoof orders, but I don't even want to get into that because that's a whole nother conversation. But level 2 can be very useful. Times of sales can be very useful when you use it correctly. It also takes a lot of time to read that stuff. I would not look at that just for 5 seconds and think, oh, I'm never going to get this. Now, you need to look at it for a few weeks, few months before truly understanding, oh, okay, this is what I need to look for.
And something when learning time and sales that I found really helps people is starting at a bigger size of shares than moving down to the smaller size, because it does move pretty fast on SPY and some other tickers. So when you're first trying to really, pay attention to those numbers and see what's going on, moving to the bigger size will help slow it down and give you the more important. So I usually set mine to at least 200. I don't keep it on the show all.
That's why I don't mind the pattern day trading rule right now, as I am learning. It makes me slow down and only take great entries that have been predetermined, since I only have 3 trades a week. I love that, Eric. I love that mindset. That's how you should see it too. I wish more people thought like you, Eric. I wish I thought like you in the beginning.
Right?
Because that's how it should be seen. Dollar is dumping. Great call out to Tobias. We've seen that add short-term pressure here recently. Entering some Baba Call lottos sometime today. Let me know, Sand Dollar. I'll probably answer these with you, since I didn't do it the last 2 times. Time before that, though, I did do good with you on it.
Q's still holding below its previous day open.
SPY flipping red again on the day. No problem, Pledge. Thank you for asking. Oh, I got you, Sanddollar. I'm going to look now. I took advantage of the aggressive entry while waiting for what I expected to be a 5-minute 3-bar play for the put, scaled out for 60% plus gains, and closed the runners near 100% gains, and it closed parallel on another platform too. Please pardon the scratchy drawing. Too many ongoing phone calls in the side hustle. Let's see what you did here. Alright, so you liked the wick. Saw the 3-bar play, said, you know what? Definitely sitting on this trade. And then it flushed a low of day, and you started to get out. Wow, really good job on your hold. I like that you held that, because, yeah, you never had a real reason to get out of that. Ooh, very nice, Sand Dollar. You've been making really, really nice trades. Very happy for you, man. So choppy it feels like I'm binge watching my doorbell camera. Jesus. I'm pinning that. Doorbell cameras can be very entertaining. Y'all have too much time. That's funny as hell. Out of anything you could have said, that's what you went with. But thank you guys, seriously. I really do appreciate the comments, the questions, the feedback we get from everybody, the amount of support we get. I said it last weekend or last Friday when I was thinking on Twitter, but I said I enjoyed everyone's comments and appreciate everyone remaining mature to keep this one of the strongest communities around. And I really do mean that. Everybody around us is super mature. Everybody in here just looking to learn, looking to grow. And anytime there's a newcomer, anytime there's somebody that comes in here with very bad energy or just toxicity, you guys are always the first to defend or get in their way and say, hey, hold up. Get a positive mindset, then you can start to learn what we're doing in here, you know. So I really am happy with a lot of you guys kind of keeping everything in check. My mods really do minimal work because of the great work of the members of this community. So I do appreciate that. None of it goes unnoticed. Hey guys, I scalped pretty much the open this morning because I swamped at work. Now I see that it's mostly sideways. Kind of weird that it's holding this spot so long. Yeah, 100%. Definitely a very slow open. Not much movement. It is a good analogy. That was pretty funny. Anytime I see sideways trading, I'm just going to think of cameras. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, Julian. Thank you, Shane. 10-minute is crazy. That's probably what Devin's watching right now.
Dude, I'm so sick of it. I'm just like sitting there staring at it, like not trying to, because it's just there's some really big orders going through that makes you feel like they're going to do something. Like that, someone just put through 12,000 shares on spot at 412.38, and like they keep putting big orders between 412 and 450, and it just feels like it should move. It's just not.
You remember during COVID when they started doing a quantitative easement?
Oh, yeah,
The
dude,
QE system, we were seeing that the same order numbers like 251, 332, and then you have 251, 332, and then end of day you'd go look and it's like the exact number of those combined. It's like 504,662.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about time and sales is when you watch them long enough, people will have like signatures, whatever their algo is, like what on whatever ticker. If you're staring at Tesla or Nvidia, you'll see some guy coming at 417 every time. Or,
It's just a specialty. Like
yeah, just whatever number, and that's just announcing like, hey, I'm here.
Yes, Bletch, I do. When I trade lead tests, I go down to the 1 minute for quick scalps. I draw my lead test on the 5, 10, 15, 30 minute. Any of those time frames work. And I jump down to the 1 minute to actually take the trade. If you've been a part of any of the scalp trading series uploads, you've seen that. If you've been a part of some of the live trades I've taken in here, you've seen some of those. If you're still fairly new, I don't blame you. Dollar coming up again. If it pumps here, great scalp. Bueller, you don't ever go unnoticed. Evan, too, you're highly appreciated. I very much thank you for the devotion you have to yourself and to us. Anytime, Julian, we're happy to be here, man. We love this community. I would not put the energy into starting these streams up every day if I didn't think the people within the community were growing or even just not giving a shit. If you guys didn't give a shit, I wouldn't show up to stream. But there are so many of you that aren't just showing that you care, but even more so, you're showing that you care so much. You want to help others. You want to help each other out. You just want to take this slow. You don't want to take 100 trades a week. You just want to take a couple good trades and try to learn from them. Again, money is, great, an awesome outcome. But again, the bigger goal is, again, learning. Growing confidence with reasoning. Not randomly buying, not randomly selling. Having a reason for every step. Holding yourself accountable. That's what a lot of the chat is for, too. A lot of you guys hold yourself accountable within the community itself. Let me do a couple plugins real quick. A lot of you guys need to check out some of these videos. Again, if you go out to my channel, first video I would watch just to get yourself kind of in the zone of how we view charts in this server and this community is check out workshop number 11. It's about a 44-minute video, so it is a little long, but I promise you'll enjoy it. Go through it on your own without a chart, and then the second time go through it again with the chart. Find your own examples, kind of grow with the system itself. You can also go to the playlist section where I have an entire charting routine on this exact video. So if you want to go check other videos where I've done that, you can do that as well as my recent videos. I would also then scroll over and check out the lead test. This is a 19-minute video right here, third video. This is the golden video everyone's been hyping up. Check it out. And then I would check out this one after that. In-depth trade replays with Leland, Amazon, Google Shop. This is a kind of continuation video of the lead test. This kind of was a video before, but I would add on to it after this video. I'd watch this one first, then that one. There's also a pretty cool video on it right here, too. I always forget to say this one. That's another really, really good example of lead test. I'd watch those three, though. Maybe I'll add them to a playlist. Save to playlist, lead test. Okay, yeah, so we do have a lead test playlist. He'll be proud of me. 3 videos in it. Perfect. Now I don't have to link you guys 3 videos every time. Now I can just link you this. There you go. There's your lead test videos. I feel like we get a crime candle today. Or just does everyone dirty. Spidey senses red or green. Let's see what's moving the market today. We got our snapshot of the market, what's up, what's down. Industry watch, we know that real estate's strong, discretionary strong, industrial staples, utilities are all green, and we know that healthcare, energy, and comms are weak. As you notice, tech is not up there. It's because tech isn't moving. Moving the market, lacking conviction ahead of a heavy batch of earnings news this week. Weakness in chip equipment stocks on talk that Taiwan Semi may soon announce cut to the fiscal year of 2023. And we have rising treasury yields. If you'd like to check out this website on your own, it's free. I don't get paid to promote them. I have no clue who even owns that website. But it is probably the only one of the few websites I check every single week. New low of day on SPY. Wow. Who would have thunk?
Fair flag on QQQ's finally panned out.
Take us down to 411.50 finally. Give the stream what they want. Give them movement.
Something.
Jim Cramer just said he sees Chipotle going to 2,000.
You're lying.
Bro, I need the number to Jim Cramer's drug dealer. Yep, huge tank on SPY. As you guys can see, comms made a new low of day. Energy kept moving lower. Healthcare just still, again, down at the low of day. Tech back down to low of day. Discretionary made a low of day. They're now red. Remember, guys, they started off the strongest sector of the day. They are now red. Base, ever so slightly green. Financials, barely green. The only green sectors you have are utilities, industrials, and staples. All of which are slowly pulling back. So we're getting a market-wide reaction to the downside. If you go to the 5-minute lead test, it actually held to the cent the entire time. I, again, am not trading this, though, so I don't want to sit there and try to give you guys that entry because I didn't think it was safe enough. But there was a lead test there. If you go from the high to the drop, where they slowed down, they actually never once closed over the halfway point, and they did go up past it on the 1 minute, it seems like, but all they did was go hit the golden pocket and reject. So anybody who were looking at that as a lead test, you did not get faked out. There was no lead test fake out. But personally, I didn't see that as comfortable price action, so that's why you didn't see me sitting on it. Oh, looks like Julian took it. He got 38%. When it was in a choppy movement before a lower movement, do you guys wait for a pullback or just start shorting? I like to look for lower highs at any times where I don't feel like I'm getting enough information. Like if I'm not comfortable enough, if I don't like that it's just rejecting that lead test there, I'll wait till I see that better lower high, and then that's where I'll be like, okay, since I was late on the first one, I might as well get it here now, and I'll keep my stop shortly above this. That's how you should think about it. So even if you aren't early or in on the first move, you can definitely expect the second. And if you miss out on that, then whatever. Move on. There's another day. And totally fine, Ryan. I figured you were looking at the 1, because that's the only reason you would have been like, oh, okay, it looks like it faked out. Because I see that. But that's why I draw it on the 5 and not the 1. I draw on the 5, and then you could jump down to the 1, just to keep yourself in the right mindset of thinking. But because it did fake out, technically, you were right. But technically, on the 5 minute, never did anything. This was really just a wick. But you also got to remember, lead tests can happen from anywhere in this area. It's not just the control point or just the golden pocket. It's both. You don't need to You don't need to validate it on the 5. I'm saying draw your fib on the 5.
Watch it on the 1.
Yeah, you can watch it on the 1 all you want. But even on the 1, though, as I was showing you, it never once cracked above the golden pocket from that example. And again, I'm just defending what I'm seeing. I didn't trade that. I'm not sitting here trying to be Captain Hindsight on you. I'm not trying to be like that. I'm just simply pointing out what happened, the lead test. And we are getting a pretty good amount of volume on this long wick up. And other people take it on different time frames, Ryan. It's not like it's a set time frame thing. That's just how I was explaining it for my quick scalps. You can see Julian, he just said I took it at the 2-minute, but watching the 5-minute, so he clearly was watching a different time frame. And it seemed to have worked out to him, too, so he got 38%. 38% is very fat.
With any setup, you almost have to think about the bigger the time frame, the bigger the pressure build / potential move. So if you see, 4 or 5 candles going in the same direction on the 1 minute versus the 5 minute versus the 10 minute versus the hourly, that potential retest is, obviously going to be bigger on each of those time frames, setting up a potential bigger move. And you might see an hourly candle might have a lead test on the 10 minute as well, but the hourly candle played out. So you can multiple time frame analysis top down is really how you look for that entry on the bigger time frame that can bring your smaller time frame in for that entry.
Huh. What a wild dip. Lead test means pre-test? No. It's just a funny add-on. Watch that playlist I sent. Don't ask questions. Just go to the videos. I'll link it again. Then you can't be like, what? Where's the link? There you go, iPhone X. I got you, pal. Watch those. It's just a retest. I just did a play on words. Well, looks like a majority of my game plan worked out. It just took very, 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 very long time. Got down to that second target after finally hitting that first target. I think I'm going to end the stream there. I will see you guys later on. I appreciate the heavy amount of support, engagement, questions, answering questions, adding on, helping new members, helping old members. I appreciate the amount of teamwork we all have with each other. I love it a lot. Majority of the watch list kicked ass. Very happy with it. Again, I hope a lot of you guys are taking advantage of it. Again, I've been working my ass off typing these watch lists up every single day with you guys. So hopefully a lot of you guys take some of the opportunities. Feel free to join the Discord if you want to catch more conversation or engagement with anybody within the Discord. We will see you guys later on. SPY is selling off through 411.50 right now, so keep your eyes on that. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. Again, tune into the Discord for more updates.